document. Now you open your browser. I'm using a Chrome browser, so you just type in forms.google.com. forms.google.com. You have to be online, so you wait for it to get loaded into the browser. So that's it, loading up. Okay, now quickly you go to use a blank form. Select your account, use a blank form. Good. Now we'll go through the setting of your form so that it becomes good for assessment or for test. First of all, you come here, go to preference. You want to collect the email address of your student if it's required and all that, so you could click on that. Make questions required and use default point value of the quiz. So each of the quiz, if it's a multiple choice question, it means it's going to be 1 point per question for each answer they give. Now you come here under settings, you go to quiz, you make it a quiz. Now you want it auto grading. If you want each of the quiz to be auto graded by themselves, then you just click on immediately after submission, the children get their answer. But if you want the quiz to be reviewed before they get the answer, probably there are other quiz you put in, maybe short answer quizzes, so you could use the later for manual review. And it's also good if you intend to make your quiz, you want to add feedback to your quiz or make your quiz include feedbacks. So you click on it. So respondent can see missed questions, correct answers. You might not want them to see the correct answer, and point value. If you want them to see the points they score for each of the questions, you might not want that. But if they miss any questions, it will show them before submission. Then you go to presentation. You want your students to see their progress, and you want the questions to shuffle each time they answer it. Then you could also put a response. Thanks for taking the questions. Then you go to general response. Now, if they get to answer the question, will they get a response or not? So you could limit the time of answer the questions, how many times they answer a question, the response time once. So they could answer a question once, after then it gets submitted. If you want them to edit what they have submitted or see summary or responses of what they have submitted. So that's it. Now, if you want the children to get the responded questions which they have responded to, so it comes here and you can set it up. You can select a destination and you can select spreadsheet too. When you select the spreadsheet, it opens Google Sheets. Good. So all the question comes to Google Sheets and you click on titled and automatically it opens on a new page. So each time you open the Google Sheet, so you could view the response here too from this green, this white plus and green background. So you could view their responses there. So let's go ahead with the question. Okay, the name of the question, if it's English language, English test, probably answer all questions. Oh, this is the title of the question. So if it's a more, you have a different option. You could make it a short answer question, a paragraph, multiple choice, checkbox, drop down. So let's use multiple choice here. We're using multiple choice here for this assignment. Okay. What is a noun? Then you have options here. You click on options. Options one could be name of things. Option two could be, you click on options so that you have other the lower options. So you have action word, and option three could be joining words. So that's your different option for nouns, joining words. So you could delete the other options that are not necessary. Now, the point for this can be a setting. If you want each of the multiple choice questions to be 1 point, you could set it to 1 point, 2 points, depending on you. So each multiple choice question could be 1 point or 2 points, depending on you, the teacher. Now you click here, and okay, here you make it required. So if it's not required, it means the children have an option of not answering the question. So then you click here. You want to shuffle the order in which the questions are arranged. The options are arranged, so each time they answer the question, the option will change. Go to section of base answer. So you have different options to customize the answers of the questions. Now you want to add another multiple choice question. You click here, this plus sign. Now you want to add a picture to the question, which is part of the assignment. You want to add a picture to the question. You could come here, click on pictures. So it brings you the image option. Now you could take a snapshot, a URL, that's a web link, or you could just search on Google. Now, okay, so make sure you get the proper pictures for your question. Okay, so if there are particular pictures that are not here, you need to search for it manually and upload it to the options there. So you have this is an example. Now when you are done with it, you just click on send. You click on send, and you click on this link here. Now this link is what you shorten the URL. Click on shorten the URL. This link is what the children will click on to begin the quiz, and like you know, it will automatically grade them. So that's it. You copy the link and share with your children or your students. So you could also use their email to invite them for the test, and that's it with it. So you click on send, and if you want to see how the quiz looks like after, maybe just to preview it, you click on here, preview. So that's what this quiz will look like. That's what the quiz will look like. So the children just get to select any of the options. So that's it. So if you are including different kinds of quiz, maybe a short answer quiz, your option table will change. So you just type in your question here, and this space will be for the children to answer the question. Then you could set your points for each of the question. I hope you get to use this. Okay, this is a quick one on how to provide individual feedback as a teacher to your students. So you want the student to get individual feedback. Now, quick one on the setting for that. Make sure you collect emails because they will need to receive an email of their feedbacks. Then under the quiz, immediately after each submission, the score is released. Then those are the two major. Then the progress bar. You could also personalize this message here. Then that's it. Then you click save. So there are two responses which I worked on, and this is the summary. So under the summary, you see the chart for the students' answers to the question. So the student's email, the score, and the date, and not yet released, and all that. Then you go to the question. Now you go to the question for each of the students. The first question here was right, and the response was right. Then this one was wrong. Then you could see like a summary of, you could see from a very distant view of how your students are responding to their scores. So this is the first student, second student. You can scroll if you have more than one student. Then this is the first response, the second response. You see here now that this student got it wrong. So what do you do as a teacher? It actually even showed this correct name of the correct answer. So you just type in a personal feedback, or maybe a reference to a point they have to read. Read the notes on nows again. So that's a personal feedback for the teacher to the from the teacher to the student. You click save. So that's it. Then you come into, you click on save here. You come into summary. Now you see the points for this student is not yet released, so you could release the scores for the exam. You click on release and maybe type in a message, personalized message for the student. We take notes of the feedback. Then you click it as clicked as release. Now there are other things you could do here as a teacher. That's under the personal feedback. There are other things you could do here as a teacher. You come here under the feedback. You could add a link to display a link to add. Probably you recorded an audio feedback. Definitely you will need to save it somewhere, maybe in Google Drive, and link it. Click on the link and it will produce a personalized link, and click it here. So you could type an option that talks about the link. You could add more. There must be a URL. Then you could add more links. So it depends on you as a teacher. You could add links to pictures, links to video, links to anything that you believe will be of help to that student, that using Google Forms. Then under summary, you can now release the scores. Now we couldn't release the score for the other student because we didn't enable the email feature there. But the email feature was enabled, so it allows us release the score. So you click on score, type in thanks for taking the test. It could be something more personal, and it will go to this email and you click release score. So automatically when you come to the individual, you see that the score has been released, score released on the date. So it's as easy as that. Now this is not applicable here on the first response because there was no email to be sent to that student. So on the second response, you can now click release the score. So